Now this is fat fashions as well, but like, who's gonna top this?
I need to know if this is weird, and I don't know if I talked about it already.
Let's hear about it.
But my go-to meal in high school was the high school pizza. French fries, mashed potatoes and gravy, and I think that was usually it. And a big-ass thing of ketchup.
Like mixed together?
No. Well, okay, hear me out. So I would just dip the pizza into the mashed potatoes and gravy and or the ketchup. But not at the same time. It was either one or the other.
I'll mix mashed potatoes with a lot of things. I don't know that I do it on pizza.
I promise I'm not going to freak out until you clarify. So you had a triangle slice of pizza.
Rectangle. It's not my fault. I didn't fucking cut it.
No. Okay. So you had pizza.
School pizza.
Loosely. Yeah. And then you...
It's not pizza.
Okay. Hold on. And then you picked it up in your hand and you had you had loose
like a little fold.
Ketchup sitting on your tray. And then
in one of the squares.
You dipped your pizza in ketchup?
I used to when I was in high school. I did a lot.
Yeah, Marco's off the fucking podcast. Yeah. In ketchup. I can't believe I have to write that down for show notes.
You understand that pizza already has tomato product on it.
So?
Listen. That's what you get to do because you're fucking muted right now. There is a prison in eastern Siberia. That's where the foulest of the foul fucking go for their crimes. You don't even go there. I'd ship you to the North Pole right fucking now if it wasn't against the Geneva Convention. So I'm going to talk about my fucking pickle in the beer, and I'll take any backlash, but I know when I sleep at night, I know that it's not even close to dipping shitty cardboard pizza in fucking ketchup.
Send Marco to Azkaban, goddammit.
I think you commit. I said this while you were off the screen. We are doing a little bit of fat fashions. You did a criminal confession. Ketchup does not complement other tomato things. You raise children.
Oh, God.
He's one of the two people on this podcast who's procreated.
They turned out all right. Oh, shut up. You're going to make me throw up. No, you fucking mute my ears.
I got to go back to what Marco said. And I think I'm coming to grips with it. No, I mean, I don't accept it, but I think I'm understanding.
You're not coming to grips
if
with it.
Marco would have led what he said, if you would have led with, I am a stoner, I was a stoner, when I get high, I do high things, so then I dipped pizza in ketchup, and like when I was high, I thought it was good, but then when I sobered up or got unhigh, I realized how fucking crazy that was. I think I would have been like, okay, yeah, you fucked up. You did drugs. You altered your mind, and then you did something crazy.
No.
You know what?
Don't let him off.
He's
Don't
gonna
let him off.
He's going to double down.
No, sober as fuck every time.
This is why I said, don't even attempt to let him off.
I'm not letting him off. I'm trying to justify in my head how this could have gone better. Next episode, episode 103, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is. We're putting Marco on trial.
Oh fuck.
Okay.
Yeah. We need a jury.
We're gonna bring in the jury. We're gonna get some friends of the program. We're gonna do the trial of Marco. You're gonna get a public defender. We will assign you a public defender.
Can I pick
you will get to be called to the stand.
Who do you want your public defender to be?
But you gotta make it known now.
I can't ask McComas. He's too busy. I feel like my defender should be Richie Ragains.
Okay.
I'm willing to allow it. Honestly, he might just bend over and go jump to the fucking people's side.
Oh, I thought you were going to say bend over and show us his prostate. Do we want to stream it?
I think we might have to.
Yeah.
I feel like
because he needs to be roasted in the fucking.
I was about to say. I feel like I should let the people decide, but I don't think I should let the people decide at all.
All right, we are at the Anomalies pod, and we are disgusted.
You are now tuned in to this week's episode of our podcast. Today we are going to interview some of the greatest and most influential minds in our field. By sharing our collective expertise, we will show you how to harness, control, and use your own skill set to achieve ultimate success and live the life you want. And now, please welcome your host.
So welcome everybody. This is the Anomalies Food Court. This is typically a podcast we host on Tuesday nights and we play on Thursdays, but tonight's special, not in a good way. One of our brothers has committed a crime. Now we're taking him to the Anomalies Food Court to see what the hell just is going to happen with him. We've assembled a court with a judge, the Honorable O'Malley.
Hi.
Juries
So
of the people, 100% handpicked by the Anomalies, but in the most unbiased way. The beautiful Clem from Barstool Sports. We have Jason Manicki, friend of the program, of the Off the Rails podcast, Jems. Mustache is something. We have British Will from Illinois.
Hello, cunts.
And we do have Hardfactor Will from the Hardfactor podcast. Marco is the person who is being brought on trial. His public defender, Richie Ragains, all the way from Louisville, Kentucky, will be trying to defend his honor. And I've been blessed with the opportunity to be the prosecutor. We have several witnesses, a.k.a.
Prosecutor. You're not a prosecutioner.
Yeah, it's like
tell me whatever you like.
It's like half executioner, half prosecutor.
I'll be whatever I want to be. The order will be pretty standard for a courtroom trial, except for between each witness called, the jury will be able to ask a few questions. Obviously, they don't have the full background and nuances of high school age Marco to today's age Marco or any of us, so it's only fair to give them opportunities to ask questions while it's live. Before we get going, is there any questions right now?
Yeah, so am I going to be able to like eat this while I'm on trial? I was just curious.
How'd you get your hands on a school pizza?
It's not what you know. It is who you know.
Best friends with the lunch lady.
Do you have any brain cells left, Marco? Any?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Marco, do you want to have friends by the end of this?
Look, I'm confident that people will come to my defense, especially if they're Midwest kids, because that pizza, you know what? We'll talk about it. Okay. I'm confident there's people behind me.
We literally have a guy from the Midwest, from Wisconsin, in our YouTube comments saying that's gross right now.
It's not for everybody.
To stay,
you know who else isn't for everybody? Joe Rogan. I'm for Joe Rogan. If you're for Joe Rogan, be on my side of this.
Where's our judge?
Is this political?
It is now.
We are out of control.
Where's your gavel?
Yes.
Yeah, just use whatever you hit your old lady with if you don't have one.
My gavel, which was
use a Babson Kraft macaroni and cheese.
My gavel, which is my favorite toy, wrapped in tinfoil.
That's adorable.
All right. We're going to start with opening statements. We're going to give Marco the first chance.
It's simple. I grew up in Iowa, if that's not obvious. I went to high school of like 3,500 kids. It was the biggest high school in Iowa at the time. And let's just say that their lunch was subpar. So in order to spice up that pizza, sometimes I would dip it in mashed potatoes. Sometimes I would dip it in ketchup. Sometimes I was sober while I did it. Sometimes I wasn't. However, I'll do it again. Do it all over.
I concur.
The prosecution's opening statement is short and simple. Some things can be tolerated.
One more thing, Tanner. Tell your dad I said what's up.
Trying to get my family involved, you sick fuck.
Is that his brand of beer?
Tis. Some things can be tolerated, some things can't. Heinous acts against food that we love as a podcast that have been adamantly debated and the honor has been defended on the Anomalies podcast. We cannot allow such things to occur. We will see that justice is served. We'll make sure that no pizza is ever defiled with ketchup ever again. That's all.
I have
Okay,
one.
first
question.
of all,
Can you ask a question?
I'd like to thank everybody for being here. And first of all, I'd like to just give it up for the troops because we're all Americans here, and I
Speak
think
for
we need to
yourself.
give them a shout out. I'd also like to mention the American flag and Jesus Christ, the greatest American who's ever lived, and realize that we are all here for justice. But justice doesn't always have to be a gavel or a box of Kraft macaroni and cheese. Sometimes justice can be an understanding between two groups of people and how things are done. And hopefully we can help this poor boy reach a teachable moment.
So, did they not have ranch at your high school? Is that just my only question, probably?
I don't know if I thought of that.
Just went straight for the gravy and ketchup.
I think there was also French fries involved, so I had to have the ketchup for the French fries.
I could see that transition.
All right.
Perfect. All right, so he's
key
in.
question here. What kind of ketchup? What brand?
Excuse me. I'd like to consult with my client, please. Marco, you want to say Heinz ketchup? If you can't say Heinz, say Steelers.
I know you've got Heinz today, but I guarantee you your high school did not have Heinz ketchup.
Excuse me.
I cannot confirm nor deny said statement.
Since that cannot be proven, we're going to have to dismiss that in this court of law.
Your Honor.
You know, I would like to learn a little bit more about this lunch pizza, just because we all agree that school lunch pizza is usually not the best. But I went in here compared to the best pizza you've had. Like the best pizza I've had is in Jersey at Calabria's is amazing. I would never think of putting ketchup on that beautiful pie. So I'm trying to see if you would put ketchup on the best slice that you have now, or this lunch pizza is just in a totally different compartment than normal
I'm glad
pizza
you
that
asked.
we eat.
Before my client speaks, I'd like to add, you want to say you've learned from your mistakes. Okay? Don't worry. I put my mic on mute. They can't hear me. You want to have lots of remorse for your mistakes that you made, but we're going to go back to how we did it. So you were very, very, very humble on this point.
I've had the privilege of having pizza from many different places. Chicago, being famous for their deep dish. I've got to experience that multiple times. I have a brother who lives in Queens, so I've got to have pizza, not in Brooklyn, but I did get to have it in Queens and in Manhattan. And I've enjoyed it in all the places I went. Never outside of that high school did I put ketchup on pizza.
Was there ever?
I mean, not that I can remember.
Was there ever a time, either sober or on some sort of a substance, did you ever dip the pizza in both the ketchup and the mashed potatoes?
Never.
That's important.
That's gross.
Objection.
Now that's gross. Now you're just being ridiculous.
You have no proof.
The client said he was high while eating some of these sometimes. Therefore, his memory cannot be taken into consideration. I don't think that question should be.
I can deny.
Okay.
I can deny.
Esteemed judge and jury, I'm high right now, and I'm making great decisions. So, like justice isn't blind, but it's just a little blurry. Okay.
I'm waiting for you to start a stutter.
I know, right?
And we do have a couple of comments from the YouTube's questions already.
Okay.
So the first one, Marco, they want to know where was the hot sauce?
Oh, that's a nice move, Mr. Prosecutor.
So, like I said, I live in Iowa, and I don't think hot sauce was here in the schools yet at that time, because that definitely would have been a go-to. Like, I have some somewhere near me. But no, I did not have that option. Definitely would have been there.
And then
but I also would have put it on my mashed potatoes.
And then we also have Justin Brown, who went to high school with you, Marco, claiming that your school was definitely too poor for Heinz ketchup.
Fuck that dude, first of all, because he's wrong. And he's only saying that because he's a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. So, double fuck him.
Yeah, that's biased. That's biased.
Yeah.
But let's just for a moment take this young boy, who this young Guatemalan boy that came up here for the American dream. Now you gotta admit, when he came into this country and found the bright lights of Iowa, there's nothing like the bright lights of Iowa, boys. That's like a broke ass kid going to the mall instead of Dollar Tree. That's a big deal for a person to do. And when you come to a new country, you always try new things, don't you? And a lot of times these things are just happy accidents. Like, what would happen if we didn't have, hey, you put your chocolate in my peanut butter? That's what
Your Honor, I want it on the record that Marco in Iowa is in fact Marco from Iowa, and he's always resided in this country.
Wait a minute, Guatemala's not in Iowa?
I'm also Mexican, bro.
Just work with me here.
Mexican American.
Okay? I'm doing this on retainer.
Hey, Marco, what kind of Mexican doesn't have his own hot sauce with him for lunch?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Shit, I can't say that. Like, what the fuck is wrong with this kid? I don't know how many times I've said that in court.
Judge, that was racist.
Would the defense like to call any witnesses?
I don't have any over here. But I don't have any right here with me. But I would like to reference two of the greatest Americans that are dear friends of our families. And one is Carlos Santana and Dora the Explorer, okay? Because we're very good friends with them. And they also wanted to send their love and wishes. And hopefully this prosecution and these wonderful people will find a clue.
As someone that doesn't know much about the different ethnic dishes, is this considered an ethnic dish?
In Iowa, ketchup is ethnic, yeah. Yeah, so is mayonnaise and WD-40, okay? Jesus,
according to Google, it's a dish that is originated in Pakistan. So it says it's in the Pakistani culture.
The judge can't handle it.
He just killed the judge. Great. He just killed the judge.
Oh.
Hi.
That is pizza and ketchup is a Pakistani dish, or
that's what Google
Is
tells
that where
me.
ketchup
So
pack comes from?
I think that's where ketchup and pizza come from. Marco, my
Is that the
question for you is: are you Pakistani?
I am not now, nor have I ever been Pakistani.
In the right light, Marco could be whatever he wants. So, in the
But
right
you
light,
should actually
look
claim that.
Pakistani.
Mexican American, not a Pakistan.
Well, but if you claim the Pakistani, that's the explanation you need. Also, I'm curious about why the two potatoes at once, fries and mashed potatoes and gravy.
Thank you, Hardfactor Will.
There's something that struck me about the order, and I was curious as to what what's the thought process behind the double potato.
So it's Iowa, right? So we're plentiful with potatoes.
Objection! Iowa is not a top potato
yeah,
producing
they're everywhere.
state at all.
They're everywhere.
Also, potatoes, corn, they're similar.
They're both delicious. And when you put the French fries in the ketchup, or not the ketchup, the mashed potatoes and gravy together, It's a perfect combination.
Okay, could I also add something about that? We also want to ask ourselves what kind of world we're living in here, folks. I don't know what I mean. 2 different types of potatoes. How many different types of pizza are there? How many different types of salads are there? You don't want to try 2 of the same things. What kind of white person sex are you having in Iowa? Sometimes you got to spice it up a little bit.
As the judge, I have to say, as Stu Feiner says, if you don't have more than 1 potato, you have no potatoes.
Okay.
So that goes.
Judge said it. Judge said, and let's see. I mean, if you got a tater tot and a fry in front of you, you're not going to eat one or the other. You're going to eat them both. Just like if you got your girl and a hot cousin. I mean, you know what I'm saying. I mean, there's like all kinds of it's options. Why do we move to America for the options?
Richie,
we got lots of options.
There's just a lot of overlap. There's a lot of overlap there. There's a lot. You've got multiple carbs, multiple sauces.
I was also not a healthy kid, so I didn't do like the vegetables or anything.
I hear you.
So are you a healthy adult? Dish for Marco.
Just trying to understand it.
Me too.
We've got a kid that wants to be healthy and wants his food to taste good.
Does the defense not want to call any witnesses?
The defense?
You?
No, I've just got the Santana and the Dora the Explorer one.
Your Honor, if it's okay, I think we would like the prosecution would like to call on some witnesses.
Sure. I do have a question, though. I would like him to rank the pizza from the school higher or lower than the Hy-Vee pizza.
Oh, it's lower for sure.
Okay.
All right. I've got a quick follow-up to that, though. As a fellow Midwestern kid, I got to ask, was pizza day at lunch always the best lunch day at your school cafeteria? See, your own attorney already answered the question for you.
But not when it was that kind of school pizza, because sometimes they would order out. And that pizza day was cool.
But school pizza, period, was always the day you looked forward to in the lunch cafeteria the most.
It was the best day.
No.
Yes.
No, I don't think it was.
The greasier it was, the better it tasted.
I feel like the Salisbury steak on with the mashed potatoes was the best day.
Was Pizza Friday? Was Pizza Day always Pizza Friday?
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't.
Yes, and how do we act on Fridays? We just start dipping and dunking. That's what we're supposed to do on Fridays is dip it and dunk it. Have somebody dip and dunk your stuff.
We honor Pakistan.
I actually think that my client is a visionary, a culinary genius, an explorer, if you will, through all the condiments and sauces and trials and tribulations of a dining experience. He plunged forward courageously and dipped that corner of that pizza in that ketchup. Didn't care how many girls would never have sex with him. He looked them right in the eye and took the big bite, folks. That's what he did. My client is an American hero. And it might come down to school pizza, but it's more than pizza, and it's more than ketchup. Let's give it up for the troops again. Can we do that one more time? Let's give it up for the troops, folks. There we go. There we go. See?
I have a question.
May I please call my first witness to the stand after this next question?
Yes, please.
I have a question. We're concentrating on the ketchup here, okay? Why are we overlooking the fact he's dipping a pizza in mashed potatoes? Why are we overlooking that fact?
I don't feel like that's what we're talking about here, Will.
Thank you, British Will, for bringing that up. And I was about to bring that up with my first witness, Trash Man Ronnie.
Thank you. Marco, stop butting in when we're talking, all right?
There are some adults talking in the room, Marco.
Trash Man Ronnie, is it fact that you are a trash man?
Correct.
And is it a fact that trash man, by nature of your occupation, sometimes see the most vile and most disgusting things out of any other occupations on this planet?
Correct.
Would it be fair to say that what you learned last episode on the podcast would rank right up there, maybe the top most vile, disgusting act that you've ever witnessed in your life?
Correct. It was more vile and disgusting than the Sawzall dildo with the dingleberry on it.
Thank you, Trash Man. You look very lovely. Your Honor, I'd like to call my next witness. The next witness I have is Flegs. He's just a suburban dad in Indiana. He's also on mute, so when he unmutes, he'll be able to answer this question. Flegs, have you been known to sip bourbon and or whiskey quite a bit?
Very regularly, yes.
And have you been known to indulge in a product called 3Chi?
Very much so. Thank you to the promo codes from our esteemed guests.
And under the influence of those things, have you ever made questionable decisions?
Undoubtedly, yes.
Have you ever, while making a questionable decision, done something so horrendous, so vile, so evil as to dip shitty cardboard school pizza in ketchup?
I object. School pizza is not shitty.
I don't think
It's like a
anyone
warm
here
hug.
argued with you.
It's like the bosoms of a lunch lady. It's a great place to be.
I think there's a relativity there. I don't know if I can speak as a juror.
So
please answer the question.
The simple answer is no. The thing is, I am the person on the podcast who is known to make questionable food choices. As you can maybe see, I am maybe the smallest of the gentlemen as a part of the podcast. So I don't consume a ton, but I do make the decisions I make, including square cut pizza, which is a debated opinion as to whether it's still good or not. I choose to eat square cut pizza. I would never choose to defile any slice of pizza, good, bad, or ugly, with ketchup.
Thank you, Flags. Don't ever bring up square cut pizza ever again in this courtroom.
Okay, first of all, I think also the prosecution must dismiss the English guy from the conversation, since we are talking about food. And if you've been to England, they're the last people that need to tell us about good food.
Oh, okay.
I thought America was land of opportunity and equal rights. Now you're saying English people aren't welcome? Okay.
British Will is in fact
No,
British
you're very
Will from
welcome. I
Illinois.
like to drink with you, but I just don't want to eat your food.
Well, don't piss off the judge, because the judge wants to go back to eating Irish and English food permanently. So tread lightly.
No, I love Irish food. I really do. I was just in Ireland. But yeah, so anyway, that's the name of that tune. I think we need to know that there's good things from all countries that we can eat. And since ketchup is a tomato product, which is also on the said pizza that we're talking about, it's already on the pizza. You're dipping tomatoes in tomatoes. I don't see how there could be a crime with that.
For my last witness,
French fries, mashed potatoes, ketchup, pizza sauce. What's up?
How stoned are you right now?
I mean, it's going good.
Okay, good.
my last
Like that
witness just asked the question of being stoned. This is our producer, Tyler. He is forced to clean up the messes that we make every Tuesday and get them ready to go out every Thursday. Thank you. One question for you, Tyler. Do you consider yourself a rageful or angry person?
I can be.
But
So, yes.
overall, would you consider yourself rageful?
Yes.
You're not really helping, but if you were not a rageful person, with what Marco had told you, would what he had told you would that have made you want to punch a baby?
Definitely make him want to punch one of his kids, that's for sure.
Thank you.
Okay, for the record, he does have punchable kids, but you know, has nothing to do with ketchup.
I'd like to call Marco to the stand as my last interviewee.
What's up?
Do you know the definition of disgusting, Mr. Rivera?
I do.
According to Marianne Webster, it is so unpleasant to see, smell, taste, consider that you feel slightly sick. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury.
Marianne died a long time ago. I don't think we can make this admissible.
No.
And I loved her on Gilligan's Island, but I think she's been dead for a long time.
I'm just saying, ladies and gentlemen of the jury and the beautiful, incredibly wise Judge O'Malley, everything
Pandering.
that Marco has brought up so far has met the definition of disgusting. And we cannot allow pizza to be associated with disgusting.
You want to put pickles in beer, bro?
It is not relevant. I am not on trial.
Tyler wants to put.
Okay, if I could metaphorically, ask my client to calm the fuck down and keep his mouth shut while the prosecution's talking, please.
I have to enter an exhibit. Let's see here if I can do this on my phone. I have an article that I need to show. This is a response to Marco Rivera's Facebook post at 5:45 p.m. Central Time from his live-in girlfriend,
who is also a white girl.
You're disgusting. I love you, but you're going to lose. That is a quote from Bree, Marco's girlfriend, who arguably could say knows him the best.
Okay, could I just chime in? After knowing his wonderful girlfriend for many, many years, there was a second part
tampering
before her phone died, which the end of it was you're going to lose your keys.
Thank you, Tyler.
I think Tyler had a stroke.
I need
Tyler, you with us, buddy? There he is. The
last thing I need to bring up, well, I hope I need to bring up, is a burb from the A&E documentary. Why do some serial killers turn into cannibals? Which is a popular documentary about one Jeffrey Dahmer, noted famous serial killer and cannibal. 44 minutes and 13 seconds into the documentary, it is stated by his mother, in high school, Dahmer would put ketchup commonly on foods that did not commonly require a frequent ketchup.
Oh, come on!
Blood on his palate, despite the absence of human flesh.
No.
You guys want a serial cannibal on our hands? Let alone on our podcast? I don't know if I'm comfortable podcasting, nay, living on the same planet as someone so despicable as Marco or anyone who would put ketchup on their food that it does not frequent.
Okay, this cannot be admissible because we can't put this guy in the same class as a cannibal.
He did the same exact thing at the same exact age as Jeffrey Dahmer.
Every person in here has put ketchup on something, and Dahmer put a lot of worse things on other people too. So let's look at it that way. But I will say this. My question, which I already know the answer to because I already discussed it with my client, and the answer is no. And the question to that is, would you ever put ketchup on pizza again? And after we discussed this, he said, no, I didn't know any better because I was a little Guatemala kid in a banana patch in some other country. Because I'm a details guy, okay? That's how this works, okay? Now, since we talked about this, and one of the reasons this even became a thing was because he was ashamed about what he did. And as we know, let's be honest, we're all people that get around. We're all people that have traveled the world. And we like good foods, right? I mean, let's be honest, the best pizza in the world is in New Jersey. I mean, we know that. That's just common knowledge, right? Wouldn't you guys admit to that, Mr. Prosecutor? I believe you would. There's good foods everywhere, and he knows better than not to put it on pizza. So what I think is that possibly we are in a situation where it was a young man exploring culinary possibilities. And if we didn't explore culinary possibilities, we wouldn't have two cool dudes like Anthony Bourdain. And you know what killed him was ketchup.
If we didn't explore those opportunities, we wouldn't have someone like Jeffrey Dahmer who was putting ketchup on
I thought you were going to say anal. That's terrible.
I have one more exhibit that just presented itself. I need to show this to the people. This is a poll done by the Anomalies Twitter page asking, is it a crime to put
how many votes?
How many votes?
It clearly was not in the data,
Judge.
but 100% of the viewers, the lifeblood of this podcast,
collusion.
Yeah,
collusion. Plus, all 100%. All of those viewers live in your house.
That's not true. I don't even have that many viewers in my house.
I think is that admissible, Judge?
That is
I
not.
think it's easy for us to say
That has
this clearly
absolutely
is not a crime.
There's no information about how many people voted and the timestamp, and I will not allow it.
I believe it's at 5:45 p.m., Your Honor, but I can't argue with the lack of votes involved. That was a clerical error on my prosecution team.
Well, as you notice, Judge, they're having clerical errors with the prosecution, not on the defense.
This is true. This is true.
I mean, I just want to mention one more thing, too. If you guys don't mind, you might want to shine a little bit of justice and light on something. Elvis Presley was one of the greatest guys at what he did, and he invented the peanut butter banana sandwich. Now, should these two things be together? Oh, hell no. Do they taste good together? Oh, hell yes. Now, he could get in trouble. We could call putting peanut butter and bananas together a crime. But wouldn't you think it's more like an invention than a crime? Would it be more like a bridge to a new culinary experience?
Are you implying that Elvis did something so heinous as to dip pizza in ketchup? Because if so, slandering Elvis is not going to go over very well in this court.
No, what I'm saying is the first time he made one of these sandwiches, he didn't slice the banana, and that was freaky. Okay? so I think after he sliced it and put it on there, and and of course he put it on white bread, not wheat bread, which could be considered a crime. But in this case, no. We all know this is not a crime. This is an exploration of culinary experiences.
I mean, Elvis did marry a teenager, and that kind of was a crime. So,
so I would say that's way worse than putting bananas and peanut butter together, correct?
Yeah, I mean, you really put it in perspective with that.
That's what I do, my friend. That's why I get paid the big bucks.
I would like to hear from Will, Clem, and Jason about the most odd topping you like to have on your pizzas if you have your own pizza to order. I want to know what I'm working with.
I don't put.
Will.
Oh.
Okay. I think the weirdest thing that I'll order like a pizza that has like a spinach on it or something, or like way too many weird mushrooms that other people won't enjoy.
That's not weird. That's beautiful.
Well, right, but sometimes it depends on the crowd you're eating with, So
exactly. I want to hear what I'm working with. Okay, Clem, what's your favorite topping that it's like your personal pizza and no one's gonna bitch about having it with you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty simple when it comes to pizza. I'll stick with the basic toppings if I'm not going with a cheese, which is a great pizza. The cheese pizza is the perfection. If you're trying a pizza, yeah, exactly. That's the way God created it. I don't know. Is it weird that I know we already brought ranch up, but I'll dip in a little bit of blue cheese, even if it's not a buffalo chicken slice. If you have the wings on the table, we have the cup of blue cheese. I think blue cheese dressing is just like a ranch.
There you go.
Blue cheese is the most disgusting thing I've ever tasted in my life.
All right.
Blue cheese
Nobody says blue cheese. You only put it on wings.
Why did the defendant just attack a juror?
Good pizza, not school pizza, right in the blue cheese dip. And we think he's a fucking hero. And you guys are beating up a little special kid because he accidentally dropped his pizza in some ketchup. Are you kidding me?
These guys are the defendant that Clem is a juror and will defy the fate.
This is why we do what we do. This is why we do what we do. This is why we do what we do. Damn right you do. And do you notice, to credit the said person right there, he said cheese pizza. And when he said cheese pizza, that's bullshit when you're in the Midwest. But when you go to New York or you go to Jersey and you get a slice of cheese fucking pizza, that's pizza. That's real pizza. Why do I know about this? Because I've been to all these places. Now, then he dips it in a little bit of blue cheese. And you're talking about the real blue cheese, not the bullshit you get at Kroger, correct?
Yeah. Legit blue
exactly.
cheese.
I like gorgonzola on my pizza. They don't even know what that is in Iowa. They think it's a wrestler.
Well, I think my problem with is Iowa. I was just there, and the pizza was interesting. It was not pizza. It was not East Coast pizza at all. It felt like somebody's mom was going to make bread, but then decided they didn't have an ingredient and just flattened it out and threw some toppings on it.
Okay, Judge,
it's
first
really...
of all,
Would it have tasted better with ketchup?
Right. Would it have hurt it at all? Would it hurt that pizza?
I don't know
Midwestern
how much
pizza if you dipped it in ketchup.
I don't think you could hurt that pizza any more than it was.
You
Just
kind of
like
described
school
school pizza. Yeah.
Thanks, Judge. That's
Checkmate.
A great point.
This is over,
That's a very
bitches.
good point. Mom was making a Midwest pizza that you tried in Iowa, Judge. And you know, once you took a bite of that pizza, you knew she was going out for smokes and was never coming back again. That's that's Iowa pizza right there, hon. I mean,
The state of Iowa is not on trial.
That's what I mean. Yeah. That's the other question we haven't even talked about. Can you hurt shitty pizza? Of course not. Can you? I mean, that's like you know what? Okay, I got an old car. The car is pristine, but the front bumper needs to be replaced. It looks like a supermodel with bad teeth. Could I really hurt that bumper anymore if I hit something on the street? No, I couldn't hurt that bumper anymore. You can't hurt school. I mean, you can't hurt school pizza with ketchup.
It is
This
the
can't even be
principle that we are
categorized as a
discussing.
crime.
Pizza is pizza is pizza, and if we choose
Bullshit!
Criminal.
Oh,
Judge,
no.
you're bullshit.
Criminal.
Ricken, from the
to
record,
dip it in ketchup.
Ricken, pizza is not pizza. We have learned that from Dave's taste test alone. Pizza is not pizza.
I'd say,
Absolutely not.
Judge,
I'd say
I
you're
just
not
wanna say
even
that
really.
We're dealing with a prosecution that thinks pizza is pizza. Now, just like you can't hurt school pizza with ketchup, you can also take the crust of school pizza and shim a door with it when you're doing construction work. Is that bad because you used it for something besides eating it? No. Once again, my courageous exploring client just did the world a favor.
Well, I'm ready to meet with the jurors if that's.
I think we're ready.
That's the time.
We'll all mute our mics. You all please decide.
Who are my jurors? Let me see.
Everybody not on mute, it looks like.
Who is not on mute?
No, Marco and Richie still haven't muted themselves.
Oh, I gotta mute myself?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see it now.
You want me to mute?
Well,
that works too.
Or disappear, either or.
All right, guys, what are you thinking here?
I don't think we ever established that school pizza relatively for Marco in high school was bad. You know, he didn't establish that he had any other, pizza outside of Iowa. So if he's only had bad pizza, then that's as good as pizza you've had. You're still destroying good pizza at that point.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. And I feel like it was established school pizza, even if you're having it against real pizza, doesn't hold a candle to it. At school, still the fucking, even if it's Salisbury steak is 1, it's 2, at worst 3, right? And that's 20-day menu you're looking at every single month. Just between us in the jurors box here, I'm fucking offended that they would do that to school pizza. That's a heinous crime. You do that to the pork chop or the meatloaf or whatever the fuck. Even the chicken patty, you dip it in something it shouldn't be dipped in. I'll live with it. The school pizza is, I mean, for me, this is just me talking right here. It's as sacred as it comes on the school lunch menu. And you know it's coming every Friday. They put it Friday to bring that smiling face, to get your ass into the weekend and get you out of their hair for 48 hours.
Well, didn't Richie say at one point that he liked school pizza? It was the best day, and then he was bitching about saying how you can't hurt shitty pizza. Yeah. So I don't necessarily trust the integrity of his counsel.
Right.
And he doesn't have a stutter. So
also,
he's the drunkest person here.
Maybe. Also, Marco said that potatoes are everywhere in Iowa, and they're not even in the top 10 of crops in Iowa. So, Marco also a liar.
Yeah, I didn't understand that at all. Like if you've set foot in Iowa, you know it's corn that's everywhere. Like the minute you cross over from Illinois to Iowa, you just see corn until you leave the state, basically. Okay?
It is possible Marco thinks he lives in Idaho.
That is very possible with him.
Actually,
that is very possible with him.
I did think so when when he was talking about how he's combining potatoes, and fits the state. Yeah.
We know the Guatemalans are bad with their geography. So.
Right.
Well, we know Richie's really bad with geography, considering he was talking about the American jury right off the bat when one of the guys is named British Will. It's like not a good move from the defense to start by assaulting the jury.
If we were in England, we would strap him to a lamppost and every fucker walking by would slap him in the dick. That would be the punishment for that.
I feel like that's the appropriate punishment for dipping pizza in ketchup, by the way.
I mean, it's absolutely absurd. I've heard of Americans being a little obscured with their cuisine, but even pizza with ketchup, that's even too much for an outsider looking in, I have to say.
Yeah, I agree. I think so. After this first round of discussion, we can all pretty much agree that ketchup on pizza, regardless of what pizza it is a psychotic move.
I mean,
and nearly nobody would try it.
And then the fact that it was garbage ketchup at that, is just another insult. Like,
but it's true. But I've one question though for the judge. What's the punishment here? Because I feel like that might have to do with like because he's obviously guilty of something. Of what? I'm not sure.
I think if I'm not mistaken, we get to decide the punishment.
Oh no! All right,
strap him to a lamppost for a week. Everyone slaps him in the dick.
Every time somebody walks by, just whap.
Yep.
Well, you know what I'm talking about when you have bad pizza that has like a weird crust. It's not deep dish. It's not really homemade. It's not hand tossed. It's just this weird kind of. It wasn't supposed to be pizza crust.
They call it pan pizza, and I agree with you. It's just like
then it's
too much bread.
It's also dry, and I'm wondering if there was like a need for marinara, and he wasn't given marinara, and he thought ketchup was just kind of baseline sauce.
So the traditional Midwestern school pizza is just like a little rectangle slice, probably yay big, and it has no crust. It's basically cheesy, they basically make it in a giant sheet, so it's cheaper for the school.
It's very glossy.
Very greasy though, which is one of
its selling there's points. Enough moisture there. You're not going to get dryness with all that grease. If anything, just mop it up, the grease. You don't need ketchup on that, do you?
Like just grab a little off your elbow because it's dripping down your arms like it's supposed
I'm just trying to be, I'm the girl that uses malt vinegar on her chips instead of.
That's there's nothing wrong with that. That's
right, but I don't use
culturally
ketchup
appropriate.
That's a classic flavor combination. The craziest part to me about this whole thing is that because the ketchup on the pizza is so wild, nobody's even talking about gravy on the pizza.
Yep. Oh, mashed
in the mashed potato. What kind of psychopath is it? Like
you commit two atrocious crimes at once.
Like the argument of ketchup, okay. I don't agree with it, but you can be like, oh, it's like tomato sauce, but mashed potatoes, using that as a condiment. Are you fucking kidding me?
It's like we're almost getting Capone for tax evasion instead of all the murders and heinous crimes he committed here. But we're getting him off the streets nonetheless, right?
Yeah, like if he doesn't get punished for this, he's going to go and do something a lot worse. Okay, what's next, right? What is next? That's a good point. He's going to be putting ham and pineapple on a pizza next, isn't he?
Yeah. That hurts me to my soul right there.
The charge is just being disgusting. Is that that's the sole charge that's been leveled?
Well, charged with just being a fucking idiot, I think.
Well, that's Marco every day of his life, though.
It's a crime against humanity because it's pizza and we all love pizza, but then it's also like against your childhood, your nostalgia, right? Because we all loved Pizza Fridays. So it is a crime against children, basically.
Top three for sure. Steak and cheese was better at my school, but pizza was still in the top three. You weren't upset at pizza day really ever.
Steak and cheese.
Yeah, you said steak.
I went to a poor ghetto school. We definitely did not get steak and cheese.
Friday at my school was steak and cheese day.
Jason, did you go to Washington?
Yeah, I went to Washington.
And I've never heard of a school serving on the line, the same line that you would get pizza. I've never heard of a school also supplementing it with mashed potatoes.
And
I've never seen that combination.
It was like a buffet style.
Yeah. So but it's usually like if you're going to get one thing, if there's like two hot meals, you're going to get maybe like the pizza, but on the other side, you were going to get something that would go with the mashed potatoes.
Right.
So somehow he got a hold of both of them.
So the thing is, he's made a poor choice just there. For him to have a side dish of mashed potatoes, for him to choose a side dish of mashed potatoes to go with his pizza, that's questionable.
Yes,
like who makes
that
that choice with a level mind? Come on.
Are we positive Marco can read though? He might have, like with the ketchup, he might have thought it was marinara.
He was at least pointing at things, right?
He could have misidentified things his whole life. I don't know why this whole time he didn't just plead insanity. Because like that would have been cut and dry. Okay, there you go.
Yeah, you dip pizza and ketchup. You're definitely a crazy person.
And Jason, you made a great point too. And I was going to ask a question. I'm happy you asked it. The brand of ketchup does make all the difference. And again, I would never in a million years let someone do that to any slice of pizza. But at least with Heinz, you're dealing with royalty. Hunt's, you're dealing with wannabe royalty. That's school. And I love ketchup. I'll fuck with ketchup on a lot of shit. That school ketchup was damn near inedible. At least for me. Like you would dip your fries and you're like, oh, but it's just you kind of need to have that little bit of ketchup on a French fry or it would be too dry. Throwing that on the pizza, I think, is the worst part of all. And I have an idea for a punishment. We could go around the room. I think that's the most fun is just picturing how we could punish someone. I think he should have to drink a whole bottle of ketchup.
Ooh. He might enjoy it.
Yeah, he might enjoy it. That's sick.
You know,
he might enjoy it.
Along the same lines, I'd just like to watch him eat that meal again, just to see if he enjoyed it a second time around.
He has it on the table with him now. Didn't he?
He did during sentencing.
It's like you're sentencing him to enjoy himself again.
That's true. He'll love it. Okay, scratch that one because he'll just love it. So.
But it can't just be any ketchup. It's got what's that cheap gold ketchup or whatever?
Red gold?
Red gold.
Red
there
gold.
We go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They grown right outside my door here.
Or we should get a hold of a big vat of the school ketchup and he has to chug that.
Yeah. In like the red container.
Yeah. Don't give him the nice Heinz stuff to chug. Give him that vinegar.
You gotta wash it down.
Vinegar-based gasoline ketchup from school.
Wash it down with a nice boat of gravy, you know?
Yeah.
He has to live what all those pizza slices had to live before they met their untimely demise, right? He gets basted in ketchup and gravy. I like
you
that.
Drown yourself in ketchup and gravy. I like it. It's like making a kid smoke a whole pack of cigarettes. You know, when you catch him smoking a cig. This is the same
no
thing.
filters.
I love it. I love that part.
I'm wondering, do we make him have ketchup as the only flavoring for his mashed potatoes? Cut out the pizza. The pizza's the reward. We all said that pizza was like the thing that we all looked forward to. We cut out the reward and we make him eat a bowl of mashed potatoes, watery, school style mashed potatoes.
Instant potatoes.
I think he has to bathe in a tub of mashed potatoes while drinking the ketchup. That's what he has to do. I think we can all put some money together and spend $10 on a tub full of mashed potatoes. And then he just chugs. And then he just chugs a bottle of ketchup. We got to humiliate him a little bit.
It'd be pretty easy to execute, especially with like the dehydrated spuds. You just get a bunch of boxes of those.
Just a couple boxes of those. Put it in and he could wear a bathing suit and get in the tub, and he has to film it.
Live
stream it. Yeah.
I'm glad you established he has to wear a bathing suit.
If he does,
because we don't need any more Marco.
No. I keep seeing a suggestion about him going vegetarian for a month, which doesn't sound too bad.
But he won't stick to that. We need something that we can actually.
Yeah. Well, then are we back here if he fails his punishment?
A one-time thing,
Yeah,
the man quit drinking after Vegas, and every time I've seen him since then, we've drank together. So, yeah, definitely not somebody you can trust to do a vegetarian diet.
I think the live stream, right? I think that's a live stream that we do. So,
and because of the nature of the crime, I think that if he has to consume anything as part of this punishment, like so say he's bathing in it, he's rolling in it, he has to also eat it, whatever. Like Clem was saying, he should not be able to mix these things when he's serving the time. It's got to be like individual, because that's what he's really here because he mixed ketchup and pizza.
Okay.
Basically. So I'm saying you can't let him commit the act again during the punishment.
No, the pizza's gone. He doesn't get the reward.
Okay, so he's only chugging ketchup, gravy, and plain mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's got to go with the potatoes last too, because the other things are a little more watery, so it'll kind of like rinse it out. So the potatoes have to go last, and then he won't have anything to wash it down with.
Can you eat instant mashed potatoes before you put anything in them? Can you just kind of like shove
Oh
them
yeah,
down?
we just have him snort the powder. It'll be fine.
There we go.
Let's just kill him. Let's just stop.
Oh, was that not the aim of this?
Yeah,
I mean, I feel like the crime that was committed deserves that kind of a harsh penalty.
Punishment.
I mean, I think he should do the gravy, do the ketchup, and then he has to eat himself out of the tub. So he has to eat all the mashed potato in the tub, and then he can get out, and then he can get on with his life.
Yeah, and a judge could be like, let him get off a little easy, but he's got to go through with it. Yeah.
Okay, I think we have it. I will either have Clem or Will hand out the his justice.
Yeah, flags. We can reconvene.
Do we need to technically vote here? I know it's obvious, but like
we took a vote.
Yeah, I think we voted.
I didn't know if there'd be any complaints from the. I know this probably is not Marco's first rodeo.
He's doing it on camera.
We didn't even have to.
Well, we made the right
I
choice.
think we need we need a new discussion.
Excuse me, Judge. I do believe at some point in this trial, he did say he would never eat this again.
He's doing it now.
So
as his punishment's getting ready to hand,
I think we need to add to that punishment.
We need to add to that punishment. It was stated very clearly he would never eat pizza with ketchup again, and I believe we all just witnessed this, and it's recorded. So,
I think the snort idea has to be back on the table now.
I think it's absolutely on the table. You would say the line of mashed potato never left the table.
The bathing suit is back on, full.
Okay, there's something else you all have to consider as you want to hand down a sentence is this kid was a minor. He can't be charged as an adult.
He's eating it right now as an adult, though.
Yeah, he literally just did it.
Your point is void, sir. Your point is void.
That did carry weight for a second.
And murders stay murder, so...
I really thought that was going to be pulling an ace out of my sleeve.
It was. It was your client.
It was close to the saving grace.
Okay, so I'm going to go with. I might go with insanity on this one, but
well, I think we have our findings.
Okay.
At this point, and I think it starts with a bathing suit, and I will let Clem and Hardfactor Will explain what is about to happen.
Hit him well. Hit him well.
Okay. All right. So here's what's happening, Marco. Because it's disgusting. I'm watching you eat ketchup on a pizza right now. Because you like to put ketchup and gravy on your pizza and combine foods that should not be combined. I'm assuming that also sometimes little bits of mashed potato get on top of the pizza as well when you dip it into the gravy, which is more combinations. You will not be allowed to do that during the punishment. Instead, what you will be doing is filling a tub of some sort with dehydrated mashed potatoes, getting in there, getting in with the mashed potatoes, and lathering yourself in mashed potatoes, eating a lot of the mashed potatoes. Also, you're going to have to consume to a judge's discretion. I don't want to say a full bottle because I don't want to be on the hook for any type of health issues here, but you're going to have to consume cheap ketchup straight from the source, straight from the bottle. Chug as much of it as the judges will let you get off with.
Aldi ketchup.
Can he mix that with vodka?
Sure. Well, no mixing. No mixing. Everything's got to be everything's got to be completely separate. No,
that would be a Bloody Mary.
Marco, mixing is how we got here. No, none of that. And then wash that ketchup down with some gravy. And then once you do that, I think
live stream.
What kind of gravy?
Well, school. Also, I mean, everything should be as close to the school as you can get.
Yeah, the cheapest shit they got, as they say. Thank you.
The tub thing with the mashed potatoes is great if you're in 7th grade, but I don't see how we're going to make it funny. I think it would be better to have him try a bunch of different foods that were cool.
that were just.
I mean,
tasty?
it's not going to be funny once
Can
he
we
jumps
mute
in there.
him?
What
Okay.
are we going to do?
Hey,
well, here you go.
We're gonna have a big kid. We're gonna have a big kid and a tub of mashed potato.
I
What is
think the
not
jury
funny
is
about
doing a
that?
great job.
I was gonna say because he's gonna jump into that tub of mashed potatoes. Then he has to chug that bottle of the
And
cheapest
this is
ketchup
all
on
being
earth.
live streamed.
And what we could
Oh,
do,
chug a
actually,
bottle,
great
a whole
suggestion from the
bottle of
lawyer.
ketchup?
Yes, and then a whole thing of the cheapest gravy known to man.
Great suggestion from the lawyer. Also, he has to snort some of the mashed potato.
Yes.
Thank
powder.
you.
You're going to have to snort something to finish a bottle of
So-
anything.
And again, this all has to be live streamed so that there's real
Or-
proof that it
or
Okay,
happened.
well, when
There's
it's
no
not
editing.
funny, I
Videotaped
want
at least.
everybody to know that I called it.
That you knew that you would lose the case.
Dude, you're doing it while they're looking at you. It's kind of hard to.
We wondered why he didn't play the insanity.
You're my defense attorney, bro.
It was
Public
really
defender.
the only move.
Public
Come
defender.
back to the table
You
and
said
do
Johnny-
jury deliberation and you're chewing on this shit.
You said the words
Hey,
Johnny
it's like
Cochran.
Al Pacino.
That's what a public defender does to get a job,
Yeah,
dude.
I actually think that's what put us over was the fact that he had done it again.
And you gotta remember, Johnny
in front
Cochran's
of us.
been dead a while, so he's about as good as Johnny Cochran now.
Yeah, well,
Not OJ Johnny Cochran.
If the ketchup don't fit, you must acquit. That's all I'm saying. Okay.
Yeah.
well,
Typically,
he
a bad
fit it all
strategy.
God,
in
dude.
his mouth, so it does fit.
Right.
And so he's guilty.
You don't want to commit the crime in the courtroom.
But he was a minor. He was a
Yeah,
minor.
but crimes against humanity stay crimes against
Wait a
humanity.
minute. I'm being tried for what I did in high school. I'm not being tried for what I did
You were a
today.
minor.
Yeah, but
Are we
it's
sure
like-
he was a minor? He might have gotten held back a few times.
Okay, let me ask you this: if today we had another kid that was in 10th grade or 9th grade come into the courtroom and was putting ketchup, dipping his pizza in ketchup, you'd make that little kid sit in a tub of thing and humiliate him with a jar of a whole
Absolutely.
thing of ketchup? You grown ass adults with kids would do
we
that.
do
that
that in
would go
England to
viral.
babies.
That would go viral on TikTok so fast.
But that also depends if that's like an actual 9th or
Yeah,
10th
until he
grade
gets like
age.
3 ounces of ketchup in him and barfs, and then you get locked up.
My understanding is that
Then
we're
it
not
goes
doing this
viral on
to a
Reddit.
theoretical Make-A-Wish child, but we're doing it to some
Yeah.
grown men friends who are doing this as a revenge punishment to each other. So
I think you're classifying it really incorrectly.
This is how we're saving
This
a
is bunch of
podcast.
frat boys who want to see the dude drink a bunch of shit.
Are we going to set a time frame like he has to get this done within a month or?
Within this month, yes. Within this
Shortest
month.
month on
And
the
it's a short
calendar.
month.
there it is.
It's a short
Wow.
month.
February.
And live streamed, and yeah. I think it'll be great.
Thanks, Richie.
I think this is good for
recap,
you. I think it'll be therapeutic.
To recap,
It's not an Aveeno oat bath, honey. It's a mashed potato.
And
Okay.
remember, absolutely no pizza.
I never
is
saw
allowed.
Gwyneth Paltrow chugging ketchup in a tub.
But she,
Good point. Good point.
she
Judge.
did make a candle that smelled like a vagina. So
to recap, Marco
Brilliant.
needs to live stream himself in a bathing suit while bathing in a bath of dehydrated mashed potatoes, drinking a bottle of crappy ketchup. He has to eat some of the mashed potatoes, and it has to be done within this month.
Yeah.
yeah, and the
And
bathing
cheap
suit.
Gravy
Don't
in
forget
there,
the
too.
cheap gravy.
The bathing
That's the
suit does
sentence?
have to be a speedo.
The prosecution rests.
Is that the sentence?
That's the sentence.
The sentence has been handed down. Marco, listen, buddy. Okay, I want you to theoretically, metaphorically imagine right now I'm in court with you and I've got my arm around your shoulder. I'm patting you on the back like they do in those court movies. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna appeal. Okay. Then also, we're gonna take that ketchup bottle and we're gonna put some cornstarch and some Bloody Marys. Okay.
Not on the
Everything-
podcast, Richie.
No, no.
Everything has
We've
to
got
be-
to watch him peel the seal
everything
off
has
the
to
ketchup
be
bottle.
Opened and from a break the seal on the live stream too.
You're the worst lawyer ever.
You were eating ketchup on pizza while they
And
were
I
doing
will
the
be
deliberation,
present
you
for
dick.
this on the stream.
Like the worst lawyer.
No, this is a hung jury.
They are.
Hung jury.
Appreciate that.
None taken. Well, I don't know. I think this is. I think we need to appeal this thing. I think we need to have one more and appeal it and bring in some different juries. I think it's too close to home.
because people like pizza.
Try finding anybody in the world who doesn't like pizza. You're
Well,
gonna
people
struggle.
like ketchup too. They didn't build that stadium at Heinz on pizza.
Yeah, but they didn't put that ketchup on pizza to build that stadium.
That's right.
Where it belonged, on French fries.
Yeah, that's true.
The
Well,
fuck,
guys,
Richie?
I'm here for you either way, Marco.
The ketchup is what got him
It's
here.
okay, I
In
know
the
a
end,
guy.
it was the mashed potato is what took him into this punishment, and I could not be prouder.
Yep.
What do you have to say for yourself, Marco? Would you like to address
What
the
the
jury?
fuck, Richie? You're my lawyer.
Public.
They're overriding the fact that you can't charge a minor with a crime.
He was 20 in the 10th grade.
Okay.
He's 59 now.
Okay, that was the best. That was the best point you made the whole night. Okay, that was it right there. But still, he's a minor. You can't charge it. You wouldn't charge a kid today with a vino oat bath and chugging on some ketchup.
His Guatemalan birth certificate don't count for his age, by the way. They're all fake. We know that.
Well, okay, that's because he's Mexican.
Well, glad that you finally figured that out.
Sorry, they're bad spellers at immigration. I'm pretty sure they are. I'm just thinking we should come up with something else. I think instead of doing that, I think we need to come up with a ketchup-based cocktail and eat with a pizza-based appetizer.
No.
I mean, we did have one other alternative punishment.
What is the other alternative?
I mean, that was to tie him up to a flagpole for a week, pants him, and allow everybody walking by just to slap him in the dick.
Oh, that's some British shit right there.
I figured it might be a crime in America, so
we figured he might live within 500
I'll pay
feet
for
of
your
a
flight
school.
to London, Marco. We'll get it done over there.
I don't know. I think what we could do is, could I just get a continuance on this next one? Let me go ahead, file an appeal. We'll just have one more for everybody involved to come up with a more creative way to educate people instead of punish them.
No, I think he needs to be in the bathtub within the month, full of mashed potatoes.
God, Judge, did you see how I was kissing your ass through this whole thing? You didn't pick up on
I
that?
do, and I appreciate it. And that's why.
By the way,
he
New
won't
York
have-
pizza is better than Jersey pizza, since this is the deal. Sorry, Marco, you're fucked. I'm kidding.
And
I
New
actually like
Haven
Jersey
pizza is probably better than all of it, but there you go.
What?
So,
I consider this a total success.
okay.
I think it was. I think we did our best.
You got to bang
Did
the
we?
gavel, Judge. Got to bang
Did
the
we?
gavel.
I know. Yes.
Did we do our best, Richie?
I mean, I feel like
we
if you
did.
go back and listen or watch this, it's going to be amazing content, and that's the most important thing, right?
There she goes.
What model gavel is that, Judge?
Put the cuffs on.
A
Just
dildo
remember,
wrapped in
Marco.
aluminum foil.
It's the Satisfier.
Marco, I
Walk
promise
over
you
it.
this reduces tax evasion. I swear to God. You're going to get out of
It
this.
really does satisfy.
I'm satisfied.
I think we all are.
I'm not.
Really.
Well,
Besides
Marco,
Marco.
I appreciate it, you guys. The sentence has been handed down. Call me if you need any support or mustard or mayonnaise. And I will see you guys on the next one. Cheers, everybody.
All right.
Thanks, Richie.
Thanks, Richie.
Cheers,
everybody.
Richie.
Thank you so much, everyone, for coming on to the Anomalies Food Court for the first live stream of this podcast. I'm quite pleased with how it went. Audio issues, check. Video issues, check. Marco losing, check. I just couldn't be prouder.
It's a classic Anomalies podcast.
Yeah, thank you so much, Honorable Judge O'Malley, for coming on. The jury, Jason, Clem, Hardfactor.
Yeah,
Will,
thanks, fellas.
So much thanks to be dealt out. For the Anomalies crew, Ake Pasa Primo, he will be live streaming his punishment very soon. I might make the trip to Iowa to help with this. We have Flegs, who was a wonderful witness, Trashman Ronnie, bringing up the Sawzall dildo. I'd like to think that was a part of this. Tyler Allen, the super producer, just could not be prouder of the production quality here. We are going to get off, but thank you so much for joining.
Are we? Because I didn't.
I mean, I think the judge is.
In a little bit.
O'Malley's taking off.
Satisfied.
Let's fucking go.
I almost pushed a button.
I'd fuck in a mineral spring.
Is he?
Oh god, I'm so sorry,
Brian.
Fuck off.
Don't invite me to your career day.
Why can't we start a cult?
Yeah, you ate the shrimp and had Jack Daniels, and
Yeah.
you got fucked up.
Yeah. Your memory's so good, Tyler.